We are Steve and Jill.
Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. Steve and Jill here.
hello.
Welcome to the Land Academy Show, entertaining land investment talk. I'm Stephen Jack Butala.
And I'm Jill DeWitt, broadcasting from the Valley of the Sun.
Today, Jill and I talk about re-entering the workforce with Land Academy.
I have some good examples of this. It's really cool that people have found this as a niche for them, having been away from work for maybe it's COVID reasons, maybe it's family reasons, maybe somebody got sick reasons, maybe laid off reasons. You know, who knows? There's all kinds of reasons.
Child raising.
Yeah, child raising reasons that people like say, okay, I need to start bringing in some money. I'm online looking for stuff. While they're looking for jobs, maybe they're looking for this, and we pop up. And so I have some great examples to share about people that have successfully, jumped in Land Academy, and this is their life now, and they're doing really well.
Before Jill gets into this topic, because it's clearly the Jill show today.
Thanks.
Let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landinvestors.com online community. It's free. Hopefully by now, you know that we have a full-blown commercial printing company called Offers to Owners. Jill and I set it up a lot of years ago out of frustration for our use of other commercial printing companies, and they just didn't understand mail merges. They just did not understand us. So we solved it by starting our own.
Yep.
We send out between 700,000 and 1 million offers a month on behalf of mostly members.
Check out offers2owners.com. And I want to add a little thing here. Don't forget, tomorrow's a big day. Tomorrow, Wednesday, August 24th at 2 p.m. Pacific time, you can find me live on Facebook and YouTube. So go check out the Land Academy Facebook page or the Land Academy YouTube channel, and you can find me there. Hope to see you. Stephen wrote, anyone ever have a seller not want to sell because of the tax burden? The offer price is around $60,000. Any creative workaround?
So there's a lot of people that responded to this in Discord. There's lots of ways to work around this, and this should not be a reason for a seller to not sell the property.
Like, I can't sell it because I'm going to pay all these taxes. It's going to mess me up.
Boy, there's a 1031 exchange option. There's selling it on terms to you option. And if they go sell it on terms and you know it's worth $100,000, you resell it and just pay it off at that time. You could co-sell this property. So you could go to this seller and say, I'm going to resell this anyway. Let's do a deal for $60,000. When I sell the property for 100 or 90 or whatever the number is, what do you say I kick in about $10,000 on top of that $60,000
to pay for your
tax liability? You do not want to let a deal go to waste.
Yeah.
If it's a great deal, and I hope it is, because of this.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
I've yet to have that happen.
Me too. This is a very good question, and I'm glad you asked it.
Interesting.
Today's topic, re-entering the workforce with Land Academy. This is the meat of the show.
So I'm thinking of a woman named Claire. And Claire, if you're listening, you know who you are, and we're so proud of you. Claire was one of our very, very, very first members when we launched in summer of 2015. Wow. Isn't that amazing? Anyway.
7 years ago.
I know. So summer 2015, we launched Land Academy. Claire's one of our first members, and she was one of the people too, if I remember correctly, that was saying, hey, we need to communicate with you guys. Well, how can we get, I have a few questions, and that's when we created our online community. Landinvestors.com had a different name back then too, and that was really cool. Anyway, Claire she had a PhD in chemical biology or something like that. Talk about a smart woman. Lived in the Bay Area, and she somewhere in Northern California basically, and she had been staying at home taking care of little kids, and she's like, I'm looking for another way to bring in some money, contribute to the family. Now I have the time. Little ones are not needing so much of my time. I can do this. And she joined Land Academy. Boy, did she hit the ground running too. She did awesome. She quickly started taking down multiple deals, built up a nice hefty bank balance to the point where she went dark And it was funny because on a podcast just like this, we're like, I wonder whatever happened to Claire. So Claire reached out to us, this is still several years ago, and said, oh, I'm here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, I'm here.
I'm doing this.
But guess what? I'm only doing 1 or 2 deals a year, but they make minimum $100,000 per deal, or I'm just not doing them. And she's like, and that's my happy spot. I'm like, that's great.
She had little kids back then, so they're 7 years older now.
Yeah. So she was just, can you imagine just doing a couple deals a year? That's what she wanted. And I make them count. So I make, 200, 300, 400,000, whatever it is a year, just on the side doing those, just while running a family kind of thing, doing the deals. I don't know if she was going to pull in her husband or not, but that was her happy spot. So that's one example. Then I have another example, which is really funny that you may or may not have heard of him. It's Justin Sleva. So we're
going to plug this guy's name.
Well, hold on a moment. Let me tell the story.
Yeah, I'm going to tell my story.
And then you can tell your story. So, but this is an example of re-entering the workforce. So Adam was already a member of Land Academy for several months. Adam had been talking to Justin about how great, this is all on a podcast too, because by the way, if you want to go back and hear this, Justin did this on a podcast and shared this story a couple years ago on the Land Academy show and said, yeah, I'm here. I'm only here because of Adam and my wife. So it's so funny. So Adam had plugged it to Justin, and Justin was looking for a way for his wife. She wanted to do something. She wanted to go back to teaching at the time. The twins were still little, but they were old enough that she could do something else. So he got Land Academy for his wife. And she got a little bit involved, kind of decided this is kind of hard. I don't know if it's for me. Well, not long about that time, that's when Justin lost his job at the railroad. He was longtime railroad company there in Texas. If you guys know Justin, you know his story. Anyway, about that time, Justin got laid off and he jumped in Land Academy. And he's the one that started the land business with us and made it, what it is today, made it successful, put food on their table and took it to another level, which I think so it was probably around 2018 too that he got his start with us. So good example again of, re-entering the workforce or keeping food for your family with Land Academy.
And then he went on to steal all of our content.
There is that.
Start his own business.
He did copy all that.
And file a lawsuit against us.
Yeah, he did do that.
That's the kind of person he is.
So yeah, that's not what this is about, but that's all true. Anyway, the point is, if you're, in a pickle, or you want to make a life change. Most people come to us, I think, because they want to make a life change. Most people are really smart. They have these careers and they're like, I'm just burnt out. I'm tired. All of these things are great reasons to join Land Academy and do this. I also remember too, even pre-COVID, there was another guy, I think of his name right now, but there's been many over the years that have said, oh my goodness, if I did not have this running quietly in the background while I was doing, had my career, it wouldn't have helped. I needed the money. This happened in my life. Yeah. And thank goodness for this. I was able to use that to get me back on my feet, keep food on the table, pay for, fill in the blank emergency, all these things.
This is also a fantastic way to spend your retirement. Yeah. It's certainly not a full-time job. In the beginning, it's, you got to start it all up, but, and it takes some time and energy and a little bit of expense, not a lot. But I'll tell you, in retirement, if you want to work 5 or 8 hours a week and do 1 or 2 or 3 really profitable real estate deals a month, this is a great idea. Yep. You have all the support on Discord that you need. Yep. There's tons of retired people that are in our group.
Where else can you do this? I just talked to somebody about this the other day. They are asking, how much does it really take to get started? I'm like, you know what? Nowadays, $5 or $10 grand.
$5,000.
And you could get going. That gives you enough to get the education, get going, get some mail out there, because you don't have to fund your deals anymore. Yeah. We'll fund them. Don't worry about that. Yeah. Back in the day, we used to say, how much do you have? Because let's see how much you can buy.
I mean, speaking of retired people, there's a lot of people that they don't send an email out at all. Yeah. They just fund other people's deals in Discord.
There you go.
And partnership properties that way. And you're as involved or uninvolved as you want to be.
And these are all the reasons why we will never not do this.
Yeah.
We will always be here because how can we not?
That's not what you said a few hours ago.
I guess we didn't have. I guess you were present at that family meeting. Sorry. No, come on, think of Claire. We can do 1 or 2 deals a year if you and I really
we will
want
always
to.
do real estate
That's
deals,
what I'm saying.
But Land Academy.
Oh, and personally sitting here in these seats, well, we'll see.
We'll see how that goes.
Happy you could join us today, 5 days a week. For now, you can find us on the Land Academy Show.
Tomorrow, the episode on the Land Academy Show is where we interview Jason Roberts. A Land Academy member interview. I said yesterday, he hasn't done a deal yet. Dynamic personality. He's owned his own business for 30 years, and it's a really interesting interview. Yeah.
He's doing great.
Yep.
He's going to do great too.
You are not alone in your real estate ambition.
That's funny. I love when shows just take a different direction. We don't even plan on it. They just go, I hope you're entertained by that, because as you can tell, nothing is scripted around here.
Jill, tell us about your talk tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Your live talk on
Please
YouTube and
don't
Facebook.
forget. It's going to be awesome. Join me live tomorrow, Wednesday, August 24th, 2 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. Eastern time on the Land Academy Facebook page or Land Academy YouTube channel, especially if you're thinking about this, because this is for you.
We are Jack and Jill. Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.
We hope you found our content valuable and we appreciate your support. If you have not already, please check out our channel and hit the subscribe button.
And your comments and suggestions help us to create the content you're here for. Hitting the like button helps to support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows.